Pack your crucifix and silver bullets and watch out for werewolves. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 fantasy shows. For this list, we've chosen shows that incorporate magical elements and mythical creatures, rather than sci-fi standards like advanced tech and aliens. We've also decided to stick to live-action series only. Now, brush up on your spells, grab your swords, and let's get to the list. Number 10. Grimm.
This is no fairy tale.
One of many shows in which fairy tales are recycled, reimagined, and repackaged to fit a contemporary setting. This part police procedural, part fantasy drama follows Detective Nick Burkhardt as he hunts various mythological creatures to keep balance between our worlds. Detective Burkhardt is the latest in a long line of Grimms, who are tasked with the dubious job of handling dangerous magical beasts without getting killed.
When they lose control, they can't hide, and we see them for what they really are.
The result is a show that's funny and legitimately scary at the same time.
Whoa! I got a hit! We're close.
You can really smell him?
Dude, you have no idea.
Number 9. Dark Shadows. Before becoming a critical flop starring the omnipresent Johnny Depp, Dark Shadows was an unassuming gothic soap opera that aired weekdays beginning in the 60s.
You make it sound like some old English novel with rattling chains, ghosts in the corridors.
Back then, it was a seemingly self-reflexive serial about the humdrum everyday lives of the Collin family, a motley crew of mystery-shrouded yuppies whose oddball cousin Barnabas is actually an immortal vampire.
Yes? What were you going to say?
Only that I'm unworthy of such a lovely gift.
As my bride, you are unworthy of nothing.
Supernatural silliness ensues as they face off against werewolves, warlocks, witches, and other unearthly abominations.
The Phoenix is reborn!
Number 8. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, look, Hilda. She's levitating. Right on schedule.
Let's wake her up and tell her she's a witch.
Take 3 witches, a talking cat, and a wacky assortment of supernatural cameos. And what do you get?
I'm a witch. Can't I just turn back time?
This weekly sitcom about a young girl who's just trying to come to terms with high school, young love, and omnipotent occult power.
Bye-bye, have fun. And don't make too many hand gestures.
The majority of the show involved Sabrina dealing with situations you'd expect a freshman to get into, with the added bonus of her magical abilities bringing some fantasy elements to this TGIF mainstay.
I hate doing this. If only there was some way I could bring these frogs back to life. I think his heart is somewhere around here. Look! Tad's alive!
Number 7. Dead Like Me.
You little dead girl are gonna be a Grim Reaper.
Huh?
Though it's an apparently morbid show about the afterlife of a young woman who's tasked with retrieving the souls of the deceased, Dead Like Me tackles the reality of a family dealing with loss and succumbing to pressure.
Well, I want my life back!
It's not like you were doing anything with it.
After the protagonist is struck and killed by a deorbiting toilet seat, she becomes a Grim Reaper and must find people, like herself, who've been killed in conspicuous accidents to escort their souls to the hereafter.
As I stood there staring at the soon-to-be dead man, I began to think of him like a box of waffles, and his expiration date had come up.
Number 6. Bewitched. This charming classic kicked off a cycle of shows that dealt with the intrusion of supernatural elements in an all-too-normal reality.
Maybe I can taper off.
Young, unassuming Darren Stevens gets more than he bargains for when he marries youthful Samantha, as she turns out to be a centuries-old witch.
I have yet to see a table ladder that works. Just once, I would like to see...
Wackiness is the result, as the young couple comes into conflict with troubles both natural and supernatural, including a strange extended family comprised of other witches and warlocks.
I don't adopt children. I only eat them.
I know. Are they delicious?
Number 5. Xena, Warrior Princess.
You're Xena, aren't you?
Do you really want to find out?
A veritable cult of males, young and old, were pleasantly surprised when this Hercules the Legendary Journey spin-off hit airwaves. Starring the curvaceous Lucy Lawless and a cast of character actors dredged up from various soap operas, Xena tackled the trials and tribulations of the eponymous character, who was forced to battle deities and monsters in equal measure. To some, this may be a daunting task, especially in a skimpy leather outfit, but to Xena, it's standard.
Tell him Xena says hello.
Number 4. Supernatural.
Maybe we should split up, ask around, see if anybody's seen him. Yeah, Asian kid, yay high at a university. That should be easy.
Paranormal investigator heartthrob Sam and Dean Winchester are on the case when it comes to demons, angels, vampires, werewolves, and the like.
All right, give us a box. And please tell me that you didn't.
Oh, they did.
Their mother was killed by a demon when they were both young, and now the brothers Winchester are out for vengeance, while trying to keep the world from being overrun by hellish demons. However, while it's a fantasy series through and through, we love Supernatural because of its sense of humor.
Dean, come on.
What? Hey, that was my gun he was aiming at your head. My gun don't jam, so that was a lucky break. Not to mention them taking themselves out, also a lucky break.
Number 3. Lost.
It's gonna be over.
Acclaimed by critics and beloved by fans, Lost transcended its status as a cult hit to become a mainstream phenomenon. To keep viewers intrigued, writers invented crazy twists, hints, and revelations that got more outrageous by the season.
Guys, this isn't just a bear. It's a polar bear.
Of course, some would say this came back to haunt them when the audience expected a satisfactory explanation for such fantastical storylines.
I need you to help me clean up this mess that I've made.
But to this day, true fans continue to debate what the island was anyway.
Why won't you just let them leave?
Because I can't, Alex.
Number 2. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The Slayer hunts vampires. Buffy is a Slayer. Don't tell anyone.
With its strong female lead, kick-ass action, adventure, and comedy, Buffy changed fantasy TV for good.
Okay, first of all, what's with the outfit? Live in the now, okay? You look like DeBarge.
Created and directed by Joss Whedon, the series follows Buffy Summers as she tries to reconcile her life as a cheerleading freshman and her ancestry as a vampire hunter. With sharp writing and enough substance and flash to keep both diehard fans and casual observers entertained, Buffy is loved as both a teen drama and an epic fantasy series.
You burned down the gym.
I did, I really did, but you're not seeing the big picture here. I mean, that gym was full of vampire...
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
If you believe him about the curse, then you must believe him about our child. She will be the savior.
What's gonna happen to me?
Well, there's an angel named Andrew, and he took your mommy to heaven.
Number 1. Game of Thrones.
There's a war coming, Ned. I don't know when, I don't know who we'll be fighting. But it's coming.
With his series of politically charged fantasy books, George R.R. Martin sparked an international phenomenon. Closely paralleling the drama-heavy storylines and fascinating characters in his books, this live-action series questions morality and the lengths to which a person will go to succeed.
The things I do for love.
Huge in scope and in scale, with titillating sex and thrilling violence, Game of Thrones is epic high fantasy at its best. Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite fantasy show? For more epic top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.